In the clear? All right. LDBC. This is your boy, Coach Sheldon Harrison. You're live on the Coach Sheldon Harrison Combat Sports Show live with my brother, Santee Walden. The bottom line is back. How you doing, bottom line?
Man, I'm chilling, man. This is a beautiful day. It's Good Friday. I hope everybody around is enjoying their family and having a great time out here today. And I appreciate being in Coach Shelton Harrison's presence once again, family.
Hey, man. Definitely, man. We're gonna wait for a couple of the fellas to ride on up in here, man, because yeah, we got a lot to talk about, man. We got a little bit, got about an hour or so, man. And that's about it, bro. We got stuff to talk about. It's three of y'all in here. It's 10 o'clock. As soon as y'all get in, smash that damn like button, cause so people know we got to get on up in here and make this thing, make this thing work. Shit, man. Uh, damn, man. So Keith Thurman ass got hurt. Damn.
Yeah, the brother got hurt, man. He has a hand injury. I said another, but he has a hand injury. Uh, I originally caught it off of 78, his video, but the original people that got this information was Black Reality TV and Black Fight Fan TV. So I want to give a shout out to those gentlemen as well.
Mm,
But you know, it's starting to look like he's injury prone. We've seen the excuses already about the elbow. We've watched him fighting out in the street afterwards. When he was a young, hungry lion, we didn't have too many problems with the injuries, but now they keep coming. I'm not saying they're coincidental because of his inactivity, which could be possible. I mean, I'll put it like this: doing physical labor my whole life, man. Just doing, happen to do physical labor. I've watched certain people on the job retire, and a week after they retire, they pass away. They die
mm.
because what's keeping them alive is the physical labor. That's the only exercise that they get for the day. The people that they see at work are the only people that they're able to talk to. So
Yeah.
you can put that kind of similar to within the sport of boxing. You know, when you're punching a heavy bag, it's vibrating. You have to get used to the vibration of hitting the bag. That's the same thing with beating on your opponents or what have you. So if you take a good time away from that and come back in, your body may not respond the same way. I mean, we could reach to the talking points of, yeah, he's ducking Spence, he's this and that, the third, but at least he gave a response compared to some of the other people out here that think that we're a damn fool. And Keith Thurman, to me personally, I don't think he'll ever be the same. I
Hmm.
don't, because after this injury and after the 6 weeks, I believe, I feel like it'll be something else. And when it happens, I don't want anybody to be surprised. I don't want to hear about the naysayers or some of the people that act like they're really concerned about the sport of boxing, because a lot of these guys really don't care as much as they say they do. It's good, for a small conversation amongst a few people, but when it really comes down to undisputed and being a champion and all that other good shit, a lot of these guys, man, it's fanboyism. That's what it comes down to. So as long as they can protect their favorite guy and talk about money to the table and who is this guy for, they're in a comfortable seat. They're relaxed, man. They're chilling, man. They're feasting it up on another man's accomplishments that they never accomplished. They never touched 20, 50, $30,000 at one time in their life of their own money. They never did it. So yet and
Uh,
still, through a fantasy guy's eyes, they take the praise of what somebody else did, what somebody else is doing, though it's crippling the sport, and they use that as some safeguard to condone ducking in the sport of boxing.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, man. That's what it is, man. Well, it's well, it's sad now because I hope that he can make a good recovery, man. Because yeah, I don't like the fact that he didn't want to fight Spence, but Keith Thurman is needed in the sport of boxing. We got to have him. Um, the reason why the man is needed because you know very good on the microphone. He's gonna sell a fight, and when he decides to fight or get in there and do what he got to do, he is an exciting fighter. I've never really seen too many boring Keith Thurman fights. It's just it's unfortunate. And I'm sitting here trying to figure out now. I'm looking at the article. Your boy Dan Raphael wrote, the guy with 22 necks and 42 asses. He He wrote that, and I'm trying to figure out if it's the same hand, if the elbow and the hand on the same, is it the same hand as the elbow's on, vice versa. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Hello?
Yeah, this shit is on a. I put it on mute while you talking because I ain't want to go past anywhere and somebody in the house making too much damn noise.
Yeah.
Bless you. But as far as the crash course, you're absolutely right, man. I hope it's not on the same as the arm injury, but Keith Thurman has done his own dirty work as far as to agitate people along this journey. So when you listen to a lot of the people, there's not a whole lot of sympathy coming that way because it's like, look, as a man, the way we supported Andre Ward, you understand what I'm saying? If you were talking the right talks of a champion, if you were walking the lines of a champion and doing what a champion's supposed to do, when that camera get in front of your face, you know what? I'll fight any fucking body. Bring them on. I'll kick his fucking ass. If you
Mm,
were talking like that, other than a salesman or somebody trying to sell you a fucking lemon or whatever the case is, and well, you know what? The price got to be right. Well, you know what? You got to, hey, shit, I'm the top dog. Ah, yeah, shit, I didn't cut grass out the window. If you weren't talking like that and you spoke the correct language of what the true hardcore boxing fans recognize, nobody would be hard on you at this time. But because you weren't, it's like, all right, okay, here's another excuse for this guy to lay low. Here's another excuse for you to say, oh, he wasn't 100%. Here's another excuse for this guy to hide behind of why he won't take on his responsible duties. And it's a crying fucking shame. It really is.
yeah.
Because we all respected Keith Thurman at one point in time, and a lot of us have deferred from that level of respect due to his actions. Hmm.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm kind of, this don't really surprise me because he is injury prone, and according to this article, the doctor told him to rest for 6 weeks. So that's basically pushing the fight back to summer, probably middle of June, maybe. I don't know, but that's what this article. I just read the article for myself, and basically, yeah, so he'll be out 6 weeks, so he can't train for 6 weeks, can't do anything, and maybe the guy really is just injury prone, man. Maybe he is, because I believe his elbow was hurt, and he showed the photograph of it. I believe that. Maybe he is, man. Maybe his body is just, I don't know, man. Maybe his body's broken down, but man, see let me tell you, man. And here's what I've been saying, man. These guys like Keith Thurman, man. These guys, they're gonna miss their prime years. See, by the time these guys fight 4 or 5 fights, their prime years are gone because they fight once a year, man, of at most. Had Keith Thurman just would have been active, man, very, very active, like even before his injury started to mount up, then see he'd be in a better position, man. He'd be in a much better position, and I would almost have to say financially as well. It's just that, the guy just don't want to stay active. I mean, Keith is young, man. He's 29, man. He's 29, he done sustained, he had a shoulder injury. Okay. He recovered from that, had elbow surgery, recovered from that. And now, as hand, it's just one thing after another. He's gonna have to because he keep calling the fight with him and Errol Spence the Super Bowl. Well, you know what? If I'm Keith Thurman and if my body's not gonna, be able to hold up like this, it's time. It's time to start negotiating with Errol Spence and let's get this payday, man. Let's get the payday that you want. Let's do this thing. And basically that's it. Because I don't know how much more that his body's going to be able to hold up, man. And the only person who can answer that is Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman, he's the only one that can answer that. So, man,
We're
it.
watching we're watching the personal deterioration of this guy. Truthfully, I think he wanted something like this to kind of keep the pressure off him to point to another injury. But this is where he gets caught in the line of his own BS. You
Mm,
offered to fight Manny Pacquiao and to do that at any time that this man had scheduled, close to the time of the Cal Brook Earl Spence Jr. fight. You did that. Okay? The moment Cal Brook had won and it was time for you to pony up the dough and to step up, now all of a sudden you had to get that elbow surgery. There's a part of me that kind of believes that the elbow wasn't as bad as he trumped up to be, but he did it in order to not have to answer this man. Then you come back talking all of this weird business about fighting this guy, and now all of a sudden you're a politician and not a hardcore fighter that demands to be great. these are parts and elements of his character which I would never respect, because the way I look at it is, if Pacquiao was on the menu, that elbow surgery would have never been thought about. But because he purposely, in my own opinion, wanted to avoid Errol Spence Jr., he went out here to get this surgery to say, hey, I'm unavailable. Now
Mm.
we have the hand, and even in the process of that, it's like, damn, we weren't even announced a possible opponent. So even after the 6 weeks, who are you going to fight? Who's going to be the guy?
See, that's the $1 million question, man. See, listen, God, man, it's like, what is it, man? What is it? We try to get this guy. We try to get him to get in there because it's going to be a good fight. If stylistically, him versus Spence is a good fight. It's a very good fight. You know, and I don't know if Keith Thurman. I think Keith Thurman really. I think he legitimately thought that, hey, this is going to be my big payday. So I'm going to let this marinate as much as I can. I want to do as much as I can. I want to try to build a possible fight and then, cash out, because, Keith Thurman had already been talking about retirement, man. He had been talking about it. He had said a few things about it, so I kind of knew it was on his mind. But, I think that the fight with Spence is just, I don't know, man. He's trying to cash out and he's trying to say as little about Spence as possible. So we'll, sit back and say, well, gosh, Keith Thurman is, he's afraid. He's really afraid. Ponytail man, ponytail man. The guy's afraid. And, and because every time you
Yeah,
ask him, see,
yeah.
every time you ask this guy, man, every time you ask this guy, he say the exact same thing, man. Yeah, have you ever noticed that? He don't ever change what he say. He says the exact same thing. And
We got General Africa in the building, man. What's up, General Africa?
yeah.
What's going on, bros? What's going on, bottom
Chilling,
line? What's
man.
going on,
See,
coach?
what's up?
Chilling, man. Chilling.
See, man, I
Chilling.
done had some time to really think about this, man. And I'm like, okay, so he outright said that, look, I ain't fighting Errol Spence in 2018. I mean, he said it right there. He ain't fighting him. So I started really thinking, man, dang, maybe this guy really is trying to cash out. Like maybe he really is. Maybe, because it just don't seem like he's really, it don't seem like he want to box, man. It just seemed like he want to do other stuff, man. I don't know. I think Errol Spence, that would be his last fight. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah. Thurman, like you said earlier, man, he's missed a lot of years of his prime, man, and he's been real off and on. And these guys fighting one time a year, they build up rust, man, and they start to deteriorate. Some of them, ones like Thurman, obviously, who are more injury prone, their bodies start breaking down quicker. It's just some people can have long careers without, fighting maybe once a year, and their bodies can just do it. But some people, their bodies can't handle that type of, uh, inactivity, man. And I think Thurman's one of those guys. And this injury, I'm just now hearing about it. It proves that further, man. It proves that further. And him, calling the Super Bowl, the fight between him and Spence, he's talking like that once he wants that to be his last fight. So it probably will be, man. We probably won't be seeing Keith Thurman um, for too much longer. I don't think, man.
Him or
It's
that
dangerous, man.
ponytail
This is
logic.
it's
Yeah,
dangerous, man. The level of creek water, contaminated water, has a heightened, and it is very dangerous for you to plant your foot anywhere at 147 without you getting your wig knocked off. And he understands that there are dangerous, hungry individuals that are starving to make their way into 147 and to make emphasis to an impact as they get in there. And right now, Keith Thurman looks like two boxes of Hungry Man dinner. That's what he looks like, and he will probably get served up by one of these gentlemen if he is not sharp enough to be able to be 100%, because these are gentlemen, Errol Spence in particular, that can take punishment and is willing to take a hit or two in order to knock your socks off, to send you in the back of the corner with your head down with a valuable lesson. Look, you don't belong here. Okay, you're a stranger, you're a weirdo to this level of craft, and you don't freaking belong here. And because of that, because of his overall his durability being low, and for the fact that he doesn't have the strength to compete on this level because he's so brillo at this time. He's extra on the menu for all of these fighters, these Terrence Crawfords, for a Sean Porter, an aggressive Sean Porter, that bruised him up quite good on his back and everywhere else where he wasn't supposed to hit him, but he was able to land these shots. And I want to add this in further. Keith Thurman, at this moment, is looked at by the public in the media as a softie, okay, as an oatmeal cream pie. He is looked at like one of those little Debbie cakes because of Errol Spence Jr.'s demeanor going at him and calling him Keith no time, sometimes Thurman. You shouldn't be spoken to like that with a man with two belts that's supposed to have the credentials that he does. And if anything, I keep saying this to these fighters out here, man. Understand something. No one cares if you can't really take care of business at the moment, but just tell the people that you're willing to fight these opponents. You don't sound scared. You're not sound like Anthony Joshua. You don't sound like a Javante Davis. You don't sound like none of these fighters that believe that they're in a position that they have not earned yet. You sound like a coward. You come out here and talk about money to the table and what has this person done. And look, every individual that holds a belt was given an opportunity to fight for that strap. And they may have not have done anything to the standards of what these people are talking about, but an opportunity was given. Okay, it is what it is. Either you came here to be the man, or you came here to be a politician. If that's the case, keep your doggone suit on and talk some of that Donald Trump lingo. It might get you somewhere.
Right, man. And I like to look at you brought up some great points, man. You was talking about Sean Porter. I think Sean Porter took a lot out of Thurman, man. And I know styles make fights, but I thought that Thurman should have been able to get Danny Garcia out of there. If he can't do that, then against Spence, man, it could be a bad night for him, man.
Absolutely. And I don't think that I don't feel like he holds that type of intimidation that Spence holds. Here's a man with the IBF strap, the IBF title. And you have so many individuals right now that don't want to fight him, knowing that the reward is that you get a belt. You get a major belt at 147. But still, people are disengaged. They're disinterested in fighting this man, knowing what type of beating that they'll receive. I mean, a lot of these fighters, they plan on being here for the long haul to support their family, to pay their mortgage, or whatever the case is, or to put their family in a good home and to eat and live good for a good substantial time until they can retire and get some type of commentary job. This is the name of the game. And Spence does not spill that. Spence spills the end of days. He spills a spanking or a whooping that puts on a lot of bruising that will stay with you for the rest of your life. Look at Cal Brook, man. I don't care what you say. I don't care how you try to put it out there or how you try to word it. Cal Brook will forever be damaged for the rest of his career. And that's due to partially a spanking that Errol Spence Jr. put it on him while he was speaking and talking about chocolate brownies. Okay, where's that chocolate brownie talk at now? Where is it at? It's in a dumpster somewhere, right next to the old collard green juice. It's right next to that. While you're talking like you're Luke Devereaux and you're somebody that kicks out windows, you're Nash or somebody, you about to uh uh jump through the balcony window and drop kick somebody. You're not like you ain't built like that, man. A lot of these guys are suckers. The only thing is, boxing today is making these fighters come out and let you know that they're sweet, they're soft, they don't have it in them. They lost a piece of integrity. Manhood is completely gone when it comes to being a champion and what legacy is actually supposed to mean.
Yeah, man. Oh, go ahead,
No,
bro.
I was just agreeing with him, man.
Yeah, see, I think people always they talk about, hey, man, we're gonna fight for legacy. No, we're gonna fight for the money. We need the checks. But if you just go ahead and fight for your legacy, then the money and the paycheck's gonna be there, man. It's gonna be there if you just do it. But he's, I don't know. Keith Thurman, they just remind me of a guy, man, that he just didn't want to take a risk. Yeah, hold on, guys. I sent y'all links out. Yeah, man, I sent it out. Shit. Oh God, dog. PG-13 channel. Man. All right, y'all kids watching this. Hey, that slipped out. Hey, y'all parents cuss more than me, so.
Right, I cuss a lot more than coaching. I'm holding it together quite well. You should hear my channel. You'd be happy about one word slipping out like that. These guys are they are garbage truck juice. These guys are garbage truck juice. They are 100% malarkey. These guys are nothing of what they speak about, man. Coming out here hungry. How are you a savage one day and then you're the flower girl the next day? Okay, where's the toughness? If I tell you that I slap people, if I tell you I slap people every day for the rent money, right? I walk up to grown men twice my size and I slap the dog, you know what, out of them for the rent money, for all of the rent money. I can't tell you a month later that, you know what, I became a pastor and I'm nonviolent and all I drink is holy water. I can't do that. Okay? It doesn't sound right, man. It sounds like a charlatan like scam that I ran on the people. Absolutely. Because that means I never slap people for the rent money.
Dang, man, you call Thurman a shot. Well, you know what? We can call him more than that, man. Because listen, man, he sat up there, and I'm gonna go in a little bit. He sat up there, with that damn. He sat up there with that damn ponytail, that El DeBarge perm. He sat there, and he had the nerve to try to tell us as fans, like, look, you're not gonna tell me, you're not gonna dictate to me what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. Well, hey, look. Hey, Rico Suave, guess what? We the one that pay you because we the one buying these pay-per-views. I buy pay-per-views. If it's a really good fight, I will not stream it. I'll come out of my pocket, I'll pay that money, I'll watch it live in high definition television. So that means you're gonna tell me that, oh, wait a minute. I can't tell you who I want to fight. Hey, Rico, I pay you. Okay? And now I'm gonna pay you. I want to pay you to pretty much get your ass knocked out by Errol Spence Jr. That's it. That's what I want to do. I want to pay him to get knocked out.
Yeah, man, it kills me how he tries to act like he's like some mega superstar. Like, dude, stop, man. Has he even done pay-per-view?
No, he's never been on a pay-per-view, man.
We have the Cali Enigma in the building. What's going on, brother?
Oh man,
brother.
how you doing, fam? Same old shit, man. And I was talking about Keith Thurman, old punk ass, today, man. I'm sick of that. Excuse me, loud. PG 13 channel. Let me stop. I'm just tired of his behind, man. You know what I mean? He's holding them belts hostage. I knew he was gonna come up with another injury, man. After he fight this year, well, after his next fight, whenever that is, he's definitely gonna come up with some other injury. So this is all to delay the inevitable of the Errol Spence Jr. fight. I don't even know if he's gonna be able to beat Sean Porter or Danny Garcia anyway. So he don't even seem like he want to fight anymore. So he might as well just retire. But I think he wanted at least one more or two more bags before he hightail it out of there. What y'all think?
He probably gonna try and fight, Garcia again, and then maybe Spence or something like that. We gonna try to get out of there.
See, I don't know. It seemed like ever since he got married, man. Ever since he got married, it just seemed like, man. I don't know, man. His focus hadn't been on fighting, man. It's just, you can kind of tell when somebody different, man. And, it just ain't talking the same, man. He ain't talking the same garbage, man. He ain't talking the same trash, man. He not aggressive, you remember when he got in the ring with Danny Garcia, he was aggressive. He was very aggressive and he was, trying to get that fight. And it's like, now, man, it's like this dude, I almost feel like he at home baking cookies, with his damn wife playing with his ponytail. And I'm like, man, come on, Keith. Come on.
Coach,
Errol Spence done pretty much told this dude that you can't beat him. Errol Spence all but done told him, you know what? I'm gonna come over there and I'm gonna bang your wife out. Like literally, I think that's what Errol Spence gonna have to do to literally get Keith Thurman attention. Something, man.
Right.
I noticed a difference when he fought Luis Collazo, when he took that body shot and he was just in panic mode in that round. And ever since I just noticed his demeanor changed a lot. Where he does interviews, not the same personality, nothing like that.
He's taking some damage, man. He's showing it right now.
We got Raw and Uncut. We got Black Reality TV in the building. What's going on, family? My bad.
What's up, family? How y'all doing, man? What's up, General Rapper? What's up, Callie? What's up, Coach?
Chilling, man.
What's up, family?
Hey, man. Shout out in the super chat to Big Joe Johnson, man. What's up, Joe Johnson?
The thing I'm concerned about, my bad, Coach. The thing I'm concerned about with Keith is he's 29. he don't even have 30 fights yet, and he hasn't even been in a lot of fights where you can sit there and say he took a lot of punishment, and he's still getting a lot of these injuries. That's very concerning. Like I think he should consider thinking about hanging it up. Like,
See,
You know what?
Hold on, Sean Porter. Sean Porter's a dog. Okay, I mean, I understand where you're coming from. Sean Porter's a dog, and I want to add this too as well. Even though the fighters that they don't have high names like the usual suspects that we name when we're talking about potential fights and matchups, these guys are professional fighters. They put in the work. Okay, now they may not get the promotion like the other guys, but these are fighters, and these are guys that Keith Thurman stepped in the ring with and was able to put a beating on them and be successful. Now we don't know what type of bruises that he sustained. It's a risk stepping in the ring. Now, granted, what I will put out there that is also the truth is these guys sign up to take this type of job. So that's 100% true. But what we can't do and what we have to stop doing is registering. I do this too. I'm gonna be honest, registering these guys as bums and miscellaneous fighters because they were able to be smashed so easily by other guys, man. Like that's the same way with people coming down a list and trying to discredit
yeah,
Deontay Wilder's opponents.
No,
I
that's
hate it.
true though.
You
That's
understand
true.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, that's true because you know what I mean. Some it's styles. You know what I mean. Styles make fight. Just because some dude is getting dogged by another dude, don't mean that he's a bum. It may just mean that it's just a bad matchup.
yep. You can't use that triangle theory.
Yeah, absolutely. And what I wanted to add to that was, we have a lot of good fighters out here, man, and they never get to taste the limelight at all. We don't even really get to hear about it. Might see them in one good fight, and that fight may be the fight with one of our favorite fighters. Put they got dirt against their back. It might put them all the way underneath the minivan. They really get punished that day, but that does not mean that the guys that they whooped, man. I loved Kermit Cintron, but you seen what Keith Thurman did to him. So it's just like I look at it as Keith Thurman has sustained the bruises that he has coming through the rankings as of any other fighter. The only way I look at it now at this point is that okay, what do you have personally? And he needs to tell the people, same way he needs to tell everybody about Spence. What do you have left in the tank to give to the game that is substantial that your fans that you still have left here can depend on? Because if we're depending on the what the medical people say and what comes out here in the media as far as your injuries, the car accidents, it goes exactly what Black Reality said. Black Reality TV says you need to hang the gloves up. We don't trust that. But if you
You,
can tell
you,
us substantially, physically, look,
yeah.
I still have it in the tank. I can fight. I can rumble.
you know what?
I ain't scared of nothing. Then it is what it is because he told you that personally. That's his body.
You know what else though?
Yeah.
Keith Thurman about to turn 30, man. And he only been fighting like one time a year. This is about to be almost. I mean, by the time he get in the ring, it may be 18 months since he's had his last fight. Eventually, he gonna start to slow down. His reflexes gonna go. He may not be the same fighter that we used to see when he fight. Makes it. He fights in his next fight. I'm telling you, all that
He fought
spending.
Keith Thurman in March,
See,
man. He fought
when
Keith
Keith,
Thurman of March of last year, right?
When
Am
he
I right?
finally comes, when he
see,
finally comes back, who should he fight?
I'm gonna
I,
tell you, man. When he come back off this injury, he not. It's still gonna be a soft touch, man. It's gonna be a
Okay.
very soft touch. It's not gonna be anybody that's dangerous, man. It's gonna be somebody that he can actually. It's gonna be a sparring match, okay? And he's gonna go through those sparring rounds, getting himself back acclimated to, being in the ring because the injury is a setback, man. It's a serious setback, and because you got to think he ain't gonna be able to punch with his hand for 6 more weeks, and he trying to get ready. He trying to come back in the summertime, so I can tell you it's gonna be somebody who probably is not even ranked very high. And this is, unfortunately, that's just how it is, man, with boxing sometimes, man. Especially
Well,
the
yeah.
kind of elbow in the
Oh,
I
hand.
th-
Then
I think he might take two light touches.
hold on. Let's stop it right quick. We got to stop it real quick. This conversation
uh,
about to go somewhere it don't belong. Look,
okay, go ahead.
when Andre Ward came off of his injuries, he jumped right into the damn frying pan, right into it, right or wrong, right into the frying pan.
he
Okay,
did.
fighting guys like Sullivan Barrera, fighting a Kovalot, okay, fighting the other young man. I can't think of what his name was, but he was a top opponent at that time. He ain't nobody right now because of what Andre Ward did to him. But I ain't gonna say he ain't nobody. He's a good fighter, but Andre Ward showed him where it was at. Rodriguez, whatever his name was. But the thing is this, man. There are no excuses for a man that has been strapped and equipped through the Olympics, that has done this his whole life. This is his craft. Okay, if you're a man that have fixed tires your whole life and patched tires up and a good mechanic your whole life, if you take 2 years off and come back, you're going to be straight. This is what you know. This is how you make the bread. This is embedded in you. This is your natural God-given talent to be able to fix cars or trucks. So we go back to Keith Thurman, and you compare it with the Andre Ward case scenario. He don't need one or two light touches to get back in there. You can say ring rust all you want to, but what is sparring for then? What the hell is sparring for if
Ward is a
that's not
different kind
to
of
get
animal.
that rust off of you?
See,
No,
No,
you
see,
said
man,
You,
I'm gonna
you
tell
can
you.
say that.
let me
I'm gonna tell
let me
you,
say
man.
this right quick, and Santi, I'm agreeing exactly with what you're saying. I'm saying he can't use those injuries as an excuse. He has to jump in. So I totally agree with that. What I was just pointing out, okay, he has injuries, but that's not an excuse. You've had too many. You got to jump in. So I'm agreeing with you with that.
See,
Absolutely.
I mean, but Andre Ward is a different kind of animal, man. He's different, and he's different in the touch, man. You got to look at how these two, psychologically how they act. Keith Thurman, he's more of the he's more of the aggressive. He's a pet. Keith Thurman is a passive aggressive man. He try to act like he's really tough and aggressive, but really Keith is very passive. So you got to look at that attitude like, well, shoot, I'm gonna take me a soft touch because I'm gonna get out the game and I want to have my facilities intact. But Andre Ward, he's very aggressive. So Andre Ward got that drive. Look, I'm gonna be the best. I don't care what it takes. I'm gonna be the best. I'm gonna fight who I gotta fight. I mean, think about it. That's what Andre Ward has always done. Anybody who he thought was a tough challenge and people said he couldn't beat, he fought him. You know, that's what Ward. But Keith Thurman, no, he not wired like that, man. And and he just gonna keep being the hoe that he is if he don't get himself wired. See, all these guys, man, what they're trying to do is they're trying to duplicate the Floyd Mayweather type style, but it's just not gonna work, man.
Not
These
gonna
guys,
work.
they don't have the microphone skills. Okay, they don't have it. Floyd Mayweather was a character, man. They just don't have those skills. They don't have that kind of like they just don't have that. They just don't have a boxing IQ, man. They don't have any of that, man. Them guys, they too busy trying to be this man, but they're not trying to really hone in on who they are, their crafts. What makes them that good. They Keith Thurman. He's not wired like that. See, Andre Ward is wired like that. And I tell you right now, if Andre Ward was still active, and if there was some fighter, like everybody talking about this Bivol now, well, I mean, do you think Andre Ward would let Bivol walk around in his division, right? Do you think Ward would do that?
no,
Andre
no, I
Ward has
don't.
already
Nah.
approached.
Do you
He's
think
already
Andre Ward?
approached Bivol. He already talked to Bivol, and what he said to Bivol in the interview was on YouTube is, people believe that I retired because you were coming in division. Speaking to what Carl Froch had said. Carl Froch is a hater. We know this,
Real
but
quick, guys. Hold on,
uh,
guys. Hey, Reggie the Tree, shout out in the super chat, man. Appreciate the super chat, man. Super chat, super chat, super chat. All right, go ahead, Santi.
who just came in here?
Oh, Angel Santos.
What's going on, Angel?
What's up, Angel Santos?
What's up, Angel?
What's up, family? What's up, Andrew? What's going on, family?
What's good, man? How you feeling?
Good, man.
All right, okay. But what I wanted to say was this. Andre Ward he takes pride in addressing. Somebody put your phone on mute, please. Your device on mute. I don't know who it is. It's scrambled.
Yes,
Okay,
I'm
there we go.
static. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. With that brother in particular, he takes pride in addressing anybody walking into his division. Now, this is what I don't like about Keith Thurman, and I'm sure everybody has an opinion about this. You jumped down Danny Garcia's throat the moment he stepped into 147 and grabbed that green belt. He wanted his ass, right or wrong. But then you look at the circumstances of Terrence Crawford coming in here, prepared to grab that WBO strap. Jeff Horn does not stand a chance. He will get tossed up. He will get tossed. And at that moment that he has this belt, before he even grabs it, you got Keith Thurman. Oh, what has he done at 147? He hasn't done anything. You see, your words have to match up the same way they did yesterday. And because they don't, there's a lot about Keith Thurman that contradicts his former behavior. It contradicts his whole style and lingo. I got I ain't afraid to let it go. All of this Mr. Big Stuff, Big Willie type of talk that he put out here prior, when he was a guy starving on the fence, begging for meatloaf. waiting to get in the limelight. Now you get here and you do every doggone thing that you claim you wouldn't, that Floyd Mayweather and Pacquiao were doing to you. This is why I frown upon Keith Thurman today, because he's proven himself to be a liar. Straight like that. A bona fide liar. That's what he is. A man that did not keep his word. And we all have listened to the interview.
Yeah, man. So I mean, so what? Okay, what is his future? See, I'm not really willing to accept that he's gonna retire, man. I don't think he's gonna do that, y'all. I don't think he's gonna retire. I don't know, man, because he's still in his prime, man. Like, come on, man. He's a prime fighter, man. That, bro, just took a setback, man. I don't know. It's kind of.
But coach, he seems like he's the type of guy that needs to be 100% healthy to get in the ring, and that's not how the fight game is going to be. You're gonna get injured in the fight, or even in like doing training camp, knick-knack injuries. Like, it's not basketball. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the guy that they want to emulate so bad, Floyd hurt his hands in fights. It was one fight he had against the first fight with Jose Luis Castillo when he hurt his shoulder before the fight, and still went out there and fought.
Yeah, man.
Keith Thurman not built like that. He has to be 100% perfect to get in the ring.
Man, see, look, and hold on, man. Wait a minute. You know what? Yeah, man. I'm finna call Keith Thurman a hoe, cause hey, you remember General Africa? We had Jasmine Crawford on here, man. The cage fighter, the MMA fighter. That homegirl said, man, she broke her hand and she kept fighting, man. Come on, now stop, Keith Thurman. Forget you, man. Forget you.
There's been dudes that have done it with a dislocated shoulder, man.
Exactly.
Get you, Keith Thurman. I just gotta be healthy now. I mean, come on, man. I'm sick of Keith Thurman.
Y'all remember that interview? I think it was on Fight Hype, or I forgot which one it was, and it was asking about, can he fight 3 times a year? He ain't even fought once this year. He's thinking about saying, I don't think that's part of the things that we're planning on doing and this and that. Like, you haven't fought twice in like 3-4 years. We can't get this guy in the ring twice a year, and he's 29. That's what I'm saying. Like, what does he have left if he can't even fight twice?
Well, look at his record. I mean, he don't want to stay active or busy or do anything else, man. Like, only thing he wants to do is get that bag and then go off and do, be a philosopher and play the flute and I don't know. I mean, throw softballs. I mean, he doesn't want to do anything else, man. This dude is just built. He just cut from a different cloth. I mean, he's a very intelligent guy. We know that for he's a very intelligent guy. He's a very talented boxer, but if your heart ain't there, his heart ain't in it no more, man. He's not hungry. You can't get that back. This dude is about to be 30, man. He ain't getting that hunger back, man. It is gone. It is absolutely gone, man. On the dogs you see dogs at the welterweight division is 2. I know for sure. Earl Spence Jr. and Terrence Crawford. Them other 2 dudes too, they ain't that hungry either. Shawn Porter a little bit more, look like he's a little bit more hungry than Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia, I also think, is about to be up out of there too, probably in like another couple years. I mean, I don't see that I think Shawn Porter probably gonna end up growing out of the division, but he was talking about by the time he fight Earl Spence Jr., he may be too heavy for the division. I don't think he just want to fight Earl Spence Jr. If he go up, he gonna get his behind whooped anyway. So, I mean, at the end of the day, man, them dudes might as well give it up. One of the things I'm worried about though with the Keith Thurman situation, if he does get stripped, that the WBC, there'll probably be a fight between Shawn Porter and Danny Garcia, but what if that Matisse Pacquiao fight ends up being for the WBA Super? We're never gonna have an undisputed champion at welterweight then.
Nope.
Yeah.
Man, that's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, we probably ain't gonna have one for a hot minute either, man. It's stupid, man. You know what, man? I've kind of lost so much hope, man. I've lost so much hope in the governing bodies because, when I look at it, I'm sitting here thinking, man, okay, we got Deontay Wilder here, man, and you got Dillian Whyte, who was conveniently, the #1 contender. I keep saying it, and then you got Jarrell Big Baby Miller, who's conveniently he's a WBA, #3 ranked fighter, and it's like, how do these guys they move up in the rankings? Oh, yeah, it's because of Eddie Hearn, So you kind of look at all this, you look at this belt system, this whole thing, man. It's just it's not designed for fans, okay? It's not designed for fans. It's basically it's really designed for the fighters and the promoters, man, to actually thrive. It's not designed for us, man. So I just come to figure that out, man. You know.
Well, this is what I was saying. I put out a video earlier, and I was talking about. I said how in boxing, for whatever reason, boxing they seem to have this short term, like the short term need to have things now. They never think long term. Long boxing doesn't ever think long term. It's always like we have to get this now. So they got to get that bag now. And to me, they would create stars if they would just let everybody fight each other. But for
Yep.
whatever reason, boxing is just so much money and corruption involved that we always gotta carve out divisions for certain fighters. The fighters can create their own division. Some fighters can take drug tests and not get punished. Others get punished. We're allowed to allow fighters to duck each other with the help of the sanctioning body. I mean, it's just so much bullshit going. Excuse me, I'm sorry, man. Look at them. I slipped up again. My bad. There's so much crap going on in boxing that I think it's an absolute joke, man. Actually, let's hear what Angel Santos has to say.
And also, the media wants to shove down your throat who they perceive as the best fighter of the world instead of the guys just mixing it up and just proving it in the ring.
Agreed, man.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. I mean, look what they did with Lomachenko and Triple G. The total disrespect they had for Ward and Crawford. Here you have Terrence Crawford. He just got undisputed. He's the undisputed champion. You got Andre Ward, who's it's not a question to pound for pound number one. And you got Teddy Atlas put in Lomachenko on there. Come on, man.
Yeah, man. Teddy Atlas, old dumb. It just gets me sick. Lomachenko's got hard. He's got heart. He's got that heart. And that's why I think he's the number one pound for pound fighter in the world. Like, man, come on, man, stop, man. This damn ridiculous, man. Come on, Lomo, number one pound for pound fighter, man. And he said it right when Crawford and Ward sitting right there, and they looking at each other like, man, this dude out of his dang on mind, man.
Right.
Dude, ridiculous.
It's a point of passage. Pretty much is this. Matter of fact, shout out to every last one of my LDBC brothers on this panel. We are consistent and we're constantly aware and we're on our shit. This is what it comes down to, family. We do what we're supposed to do all the time, every time. Sometimes we may get things wrong, but that's the point of being human. When you look at the guys that are holding these cameras and microphones, I'm gonna say majority of them, not all of them, not the Deontay's Boxing Nation, not the Fred Hawthorne, but you look at a lot of these damn ass kissers that are bootlicking for media credentials, prepared to cut a jig. They don't care if this person has insulted black fighters or whatever. As long as they can get an interview and ask these fighters where they got their slippers or tennis shoes from, they're in good graces. They feel good. They're all right with the world. Okay? This is what's wrong with the sport. Yes, it's the fights too. I agree with General Africa and my other brothers here. Yes, it's absolutely the fights. Cali Enigma. It's the fights not being put together. But a big part of it is not the proper media that are in front of these fighters, not holding them accountable on a regular basis. This would shorten out the chumps. There's a reason why crumbs and bums and these cheap fighters are able to sit and withstand for years. Because the proper media, or whatever the case, or this hang along media that is out here that we see in these interviews, whether it's Fight Hype, whatever the case, whatever. I'm not throwing shade towards whatever these channels, just these guys in here, some of them kicking these interviews out here. These guys do boxing as a whole a disservice when they care more about kissing hind parts other than doing their job. You need to ask these fighters why they're ducking. Why did you make this statement? Doesn't this cripple the sport of boxing? Because here it is, okay, family. Without these fights, big mega fights being made, there's no need for this dog and pony show or these mutts. I call them mutts, walking around here with cameras and microphones. There's no need for you because the sport is suffocating itself because you're a coward. You understand what I'm saying? Because you're a coward. You care more about being somebody's best friend and going backstage and kissing Oscar De La Hoya's hind parts and asking him where he got his stocking from and all this old other type of weird stuff other than doing your job. We got to do it. Don't tell me these guys that work a 9 to 5, that bust their hind parts, taking care of their family, that do this every once in a while just to have something to do every now and then to chill with the brothers, that they're taking care of business more than you guys that are actually out here paid to do this job. That don't make no doggone sense. It doesn't. You can't explain that to me with a straight face and having, oh yeah, I understand where you're coming from. I don't. Part of being within the media, and some of the basketball media is hated for this. They go up to these superstars and ask them straight up about their actions. Why did you say this? Why are you doing that? Why are you avoiding this person? And for that, yes, they're sent out of the crowd. They can't come into the locker room for certain players. They're not allowed in the crowd. But you know what it does? It forces people to be honest and to be accountable for their actions and to be on their toes, knowing that if I mess up here, if I don't do what I'm supposed to do as a fighter, there is a proper media out front that will check me on each and every line of what I said and what I claimed I would do years ago.
Oh
You
man,
also need it.
you're talking about, you remind me of what you were talking about, man. I call this embedding journalism, and for boxing, it should be called AKA fanboy journalism, where you got guys like Radio Raheem. Every time he interviews this guy, he's like, oh my God, look at, I'm like meeting Al Muhammad Ali or Michael Jordan, and he just,
Yeah, dude, this clown.
yeah, go for it, Angel, go for it.
Oh, you want to know what I think?
Yeah, go
All
for
right,
it.
let me. All right, well, here's what I think. Just strip Keith Thurman, Keith, aka Keith, no time because of injury after injury. Yet time to throw baseballs and spar dudes in foreign soils. Thurman, have a welterweight tournament, all right, for all the belts that Spence don't have. The WBA, the WBC, the IBO, in conjunction with the World Boxing Super Series, use the IBO computer-based ranking system to start the tournament and determine what fighters participate. Let it start by September of this year and end up and conclude in the summer of 2019. Throw in a
That's a good
few
idea.
Brits, throw in a few British guys in there, like three of them, 3 fights over there, have 3 fights over there in Britain, have 3 fights over here. Whatever 3 fights made the most money, have the final fight probably here or over there, whichever fight make the most money. That way we get the most fan base and have it like that. Because the welterweight division right now is looking crazy. It's looking like in shambles.
Yeah, it's in shambles, man. I'm sitting
I
here
don't
trying
mean
to
no
think,
disrespect at
when
all.
these
I mean
guys
no
gonna fight
disrespect.
again, man.
But the IBO title was not a substantial belt. It is a title, but it's not one of the top 4 belts you need in order to be the undisputed champion.
Hey,
I
but
think he means the WBO.
people, I'm talking about the IBO because the people go to see those fights.
For
They
the
go to
IBO
see them.
belt, you talking about the IBF?
Not the IBF, the IBO. I know it's not
Uh,
a major sanctioning body,
yeah, that's
but
not one of the top four
The
belts.
IBO hold their fighters accountable, unlike the other 4 major sanctioning bodies. Is the truth.
Well, yeah, they hold them accountable. When it's financially, when it's financially lucrative from themselves. I don't know, man. I just never been sold on the concept of these governing bodies. And ever since I started watching boxing, and that was back in late, like in the very late '80s and early '90s when I was a teenager watching boxing, I still was never sold on the concept of the belt system because it's just so much. It's too much corruption in that, man. And these governing bodies, they're not going to go to one belt, per weight class. They're not going to do that because if they do, then you talking about they losing out on a lot of sanctioning fees. So that's that's definitely not going to happen. Okay, so I mean, gosh, man,
Now the
The belts
IBF,
are
the
the belts are
IBF
coming. Oh, go ahead.
go ahead.
is I just had something short to say real quick. The IBF is a belt that you're held accountable. This is the reason why Floyd Mayweather Jr. stayed away from that belt. You never really ever seen him with that red belt because they force you to fight your mandatories. That is true. But when it comes back to the IBO, not to discredit what my brother is saying, he has his opinion. The IBO belt in every division really it doesn't hold any credibility. People are not in a race to get that IBO belt because that's not one of the 4 belts. It's a 5th belt, but that's not one of the 4 belts that would make you an undisputed champion. The IBF will though. But I understand where you're coming from. Go ahead, brother.
I think he was also talking about the fact the computer ranking system is they have the best ranking system out of the 5 sanctioning bodies. That's one of the main things he was talking about. He said you should definitely, at worst, definitely use their ranking system. It's way better than the WC, WA, IBF, and the WBO. It's
Well,
just
I agree with that. I
Better than
completely agree
IBO
with that,
too,
Kelly
man.
and Nigga. Yeah, I agree with that. But
The,
the
the,
IBO belt, period, it's like it's just something extra. It's no different to me than the diamond belt. Like we got
the
enough
fun,
titles, man, and it's a headache. We got enough titles. It's hard enough to get 4 belts, man. You see the headache now that it's taking for a lot of these guys to be undisputed. If we had to add
Yeah,
a 5th or
tell me
6th
about it.
belt in there that was credible, you'd be pulling your hair out, man.
well, you know what else crazy though? I was just want to get this in real quick. What drives me crazy about the sanctioning bodies is because it's all relationship based. It's all relationship based. So let's say Al Heyman has a relationship with the WBC, Golden Boy and Top Rank has a relationship with the WBO. You know what I'm saying? It's relationship based. So if you have a relationship with that sanctioning body, it's easier to get your fight ranked up highly. You know what I'm saying? So they don't even have to do anything. Look at Bermain Stavern. Dude fought with like one fight in like 2 years or something like that, man. It's crazy. And
Look
all
at
I'm saying,
Dillian Whyte,
it
man.
made it really, yeah, Dillian Whyte too. Dillian Whyte
Come on.
fighting like low level dudes, man. He should have had to fight Jarrell Big Baby Miller, or somebody like that. Why don't all these dudes who are in the top 10, why aren't they fighting each other? That's what should be happening. All those guys should
Look,
have to fight each
you
other,
know what the
and
big
then we
problem
fucking.
is?
You got to look at it from a financial point, man. And I hate the money part, but for them, see, I'm thinking like these guys. Now, okay, would it be financially stable for them to have all these guys fight each other, knock each other off, and then they can't sell the person as the champion, as an undefeated champion? I mean, guys, look at these rankings. Seriously, go look at the have you like, and I check them because I'm like, I'm a data person. Look at how many people in the top 10 that have undefeated records. And that's going to tell you the story, man. Like,
Yep.
they don't want that. Them guys knock each other off. Okay. And then, and some of them guys in the top 10, a lot of them guys are hype jobs anyway. They shouldn't even be in the top 10. But, they can, get the possibility, tell them guys, hey, yeah, it's going to be a fight. We can definitely get this fight in. And then you can get a guy to fight another guy, knock him off. Okay. Now, you got less of these undefeated fighters. So they can't have that, man. So all these top 10 guys, top 5 guys, they're gonna make these guys fight guys that's not even hot. Man, these are guys that we don't even know who the hell they are until we see them fight. I mean, how many times
Yep.
have we seen that in boxing, guys? We see a fight. Oh yeah, so and so finna fight this person. Who's that guy over there? Who's that guy? Oh, and real quick, shout out to JMJ in the super chat, man. Super chat, super chat, super chat. But fellas, I had a question for y'all, and it's a good question, man. For my girl Mary Thomas, she want to know what y'all think. She said, if Dana White like spreads the UFC out into boxing, do you think Dana White can sell boxing?
Hell
I'm
no,
sorry,
the
say
fighters would
save
be getting
boxing.
killed too quick. They would be getting killed way too fast. He didn't even know how to properly promote Conor McGregor to stop him from getting his ass whooped too quick. Dana White does not know what the F he's doing. Clearly, he does not, man. And it shows within the linings of what he did with Conor McGregor, what he's done with Ronald Rousey, and the fact that he does not know how to. Yeah, we're mad at Eddie Hearns and all these other guys, but he don't know how to build a fighter to stardom to where as though there's that want for this competitive fight here. He just takes him and throws him in there with anybody, and you're chopped up, man, like dog bones, man, like pork ribs. You're finished. He don't know what he's doing now, and he didn't know what he's doing back then. And to answer your question, no, absolutely not.
Hey, Santi, I'll put it like this, man. And you put it, you said it perfectly. First off, man, Dana White don't know what he's doing. He has this big name. Oh, he's a big promoter. He don't know what he's doing. Man, there's so many fights going on right now in the UFC, especially with the women that he don't even, don't got the picture on the website. Don't, aren't putting them on ESPN. He don't know what he's doing now. If he can put up some money, he could get maybe a few fighters. But he don't know what he's doing now. How he gonna, come into boxing and now all of a sudden he knows what he's doing? Nah, man.
No, but look at the way he treats Tyron Woodley, and he also treats Mighty Mouse. You know what I'm saying? Look at it too. The two prominent black fighters who keep winning. You know, he dogs them live on TV. I mean, they keep winning. He keeps trying to find people to get the title away from them instead of trying to properly promote those guys for being
Because
successful.
they're
He
black.
doesn't want to.
They're
He doesn't
black.
want to
And the
promote any black
UFC,
fighters.
right, and it's a racist organization. The UFC is a racist organization. Okay, we know this, man. We ain't gotta act like the
Well,
water's poured over top of our head, man. You know what
I'm
type
gonna
of
tell
guy
you.
Dana is.
Exactly.
Dana
I'm
Like,
gonna,
White
why would
cares
he?
more about his own ego than anything else.
now I'm gonna tell you though, Dana White. I agree with all the above topics, but what he does, he's not fighter friendly. He's fan friendly, and the reason why I say fan friendly because I don't like Dana White. I hate his methodologies. I hate his tactics. But Dana White make these guys fight each other. And matter of fact, you see more of the fights that you want to see if you watch a card with him, him promoting it, than you will in boxing. And see, I already know what he would do. He would take that same mentality because Dana White looking at this like, oh damn, but Keith Thurman, Errol Spence, well, F it. These two the best guys. Oh, let's put them in there. I don't care if they get hurt. I don't care about marinating the fight. Hell, we're just gonna make them fight. And see, with that mentality now, would it work for boxing? We'd be happy as fans, but the fighters wouldn't be very happy. I mean, that's one thing, I don't know, man. He
I
will
agree with that.
he will force them he forced them guys to fight, man. I mean, when you think about it, man, what are we doing right now in boxing? We talking about fantasy matchups. I mean, guys, literally think about what the hell we talking about. And then when you get to what Dana White doing, dude, we can look at his last 5 cards and we got enough material to talk about because of the quality of the fights. Hell, even his damn fight nights, man, he got competitive matchups, man, that you still people talking about. And it's like, okay, if people would have just got behind the PBC, because Al Heyman, trying to get some competitive matchups, free boxing, on regular TV again. But people don't want to do that because it's a black man that's doing this thing, and that's just how it is. See, people will get behind a guy like Dana White because he trash talk, he say a whole lot of stuff, but people tend to forgive all that stuff because he's gonna make these guys fight each other. Like when Tyron Woodley was like, "Look, I ain't giving Wonder Boy another shot. I'm finna do this." But see, he look at what the majority of his fan base deliver, and his fan base is 19 to 35-year-old white males. So guess what? They didn't like the fact that Wonder Boy got his ass whooped. They ain't like that. So the fan base that Dana White is more about green, more so than anything. So he'll say something stupid to get people pissed off because people want to see the fighter that he pushing lose. I mean, it's an ingenious plan, but see, at the end, it's gonna fail because when you get some of your high caliber fighters, man, either they're gonna leave the organization and do their own thing, like Conor McGregor, man, got tired of getting pimped out. Tyron Woodley gonna get tired of getting pimped out. They gonna get tired of it, and
Mhm.
it's going to further deteriorate the product. It's fun right now for us because this is an exciting fight, but them fighters, man, they ain't finna have it no more because they finna get real smart and be like, oh, well, damn, you know, the whole live gate, they only pay us, even 5% of the live gate, man, and they keep the rest of the money. I don't know, man, but
You heard about you heard Tyron Willie. Tyron Willie, like I said, as of last year, he was talking about he wanted to go into boxing. I mean, like he wanted to go boxing full time. I don't think he should, but he was talking about that. That's what he would want to do. He's looking at some of that money in boxing. He's like, man, I think I can get paid or really paid over there, but I don't think he's gonna win. But I
yeah,
mean, I can see a lot of
and,
even
and,
Joe. Even
and
go
them
ahead.
guys,
Even
them guys, Cali, man, see, they taking that pay because see, Dana White, he the ultimate pimp. Like literally, Dana White is a bigger pimp than Eddie Hearn. Okay, and you know why he's a better pimp because he sell these guys on the dream, man. He sell every time they sign one of them little contracts. And then if these guys, if they really read those contracts and read what was in them, they would be like, nah, this deal messed up because you look at what Dana get, what all of them get, and then you go back and what boxing gets. See, boxing, you ain't got to deal with that. You can be like, what? $250,000? Nah, heck no. No, you ain't finna pay me no $250,000 to fight, the number one contender. See, but that's what Dana White to do. Now you do that in boxing, and you are a big name in boxing. They ain't finna do that, man. They ain't finna do it. They ain't finna go for that money. And see, that's where a guy like Dana White or somebody, not Dana White, but somebody with that mentality, who, don't put up with racial stuff, we would get the fights we want to see, man. We would get these fights.
Coach, didn't they try to unionize?
Well, they trying to now. They really trying to, because some of the fighters getting smart, man. They getting real, real smart. See, boxing, the fighters are already financially smart. One thing I give about the boxers is that they're not going to be taken advantage of, and they know what they're worth. Okay, these fighters, they know what they're worth. They know that the promoter gonna get a chunk of the pie. They know this. Okay, but they know that they're gonna get their cut too, so him and their family can eat. Okay, see, when these guys talking about, man, UFC this, UFC that, man, look, these guys ain't eating. They living fight to fight, man. Hell, a lot of these mugs, most of the fighters living below poverty, man. They can't even afford to keep their damn lights on. The
And I,
average boxer that's a pro, they
and
can afford, they can have a couple of fights a year, and they'll do okay. They don't have to go out and get moonlight. They ain't got to do none of that stuff, man.
You
They
know what,
don't have
though?
to.
Coach, this is one thing I get mad at that Dana White. He gets mad at Demetrius Johnson for dominating his division. I said, look, they said, well, that's because he's not fighting. And I said, no, it's because he's that damn good. They want him to move up in weight, but he's a little guy. He's not a big guy. He's in the right division. It drives me crazy.
one thing I want to say about Dana White, and I'm gonna say this, he's a real sleazy guy, man. He acts, I don't really like the way he acts around some of the fighters. I saw him rubbing up on Jessica's stomach. He was like, okay, this guy does some weird stuff, man. He's kind of just like, weird, that weird boss that, just cuts everybody's pay and just has weird mannerisms, man. He just seems like a, grimy dude, man.
Yeah, well, we need something, man. We need something in boxing, because man, when you look around in the boxing community, LDBC, YTBC, or I don't know what other organizations it is, but when you look around, man, it's not a lot of like actual, okay, there's not a lot of like analysis videos. It's not a lot of breakdown videos, because we ain't getting no fights. There are a lot of fantasy matchup videos, man. All over the place, there are fantasy matchup videos, and that's a sign that, what, people say, well, boxing not dead, but we supposed to be talking about fights, upcoming fights. That's what we're supposed to be talking about. See, we're not supposed to be talking about all this other mess that come with it. We supposed to be talking about fights that's coming up, fights that's done happen, and then we supposed to be excited, man. It's supposed to be an ongoing process, but it's not, man. I mean, guys, think about the last big fight. It was Ortiz Wilder, right? I mean, we hyped the hell out of that fight, and now that fight gone. Now it's a letdown.
But
Okay, now
this is why I suggest that Errol Spence Jr. go ahead and call Mikey Garcia's bluff and see if he can make a fight in Texas by the end of the year, man. Because I mean, if Mikey gonna continue to drop his name, Errol Spence might as well go ahead and see if he can actually make that fight happen with Mikey Garcia. That would be a big fight, even though I see Mikey Garcia getting flatlined. I'm getting casketed. I mean, but still. I mean, it's a big fight. There's two big names. It'll be huge in Texas. We'll all be talking about it. It'll be a major fight. It'll be blown up. I guarantee you that will be a blown up fight. Everyone gonna be talking about it. It'll be huge on social media. There'll be lots. We'll drop lots of videos on it, and then we'll talk about either Errol Spence Jr. beating Mike Garcia into a bloody pulp, or Rob Garcia throwing in the towel. I mean, that's the only two outcomes I see it happen, unless there's some surprise and Mikey has a better chin than I actually think. I think his chin is decent, but I don't think he's gonna be able to stand up to that kind of punch of power. But you guys tell me what you think.
I feel like big fights are coming here for boxing. They're already here. You got Joseph Parker and Anthony Joshua. That is a big fight. And I feel like everything is breaking into the fold. Boxing has done very successful here, I believe, in the last 2 years or so. Doing well, continuing to thrive and do well. We don't need a doggone thing from the UFC, especially not a Dana White. But more than anything, the heavyweight division is being brought back. And it starts from the top down. Okay. So when you can look and have a successful champion like Deontay Wilder, that's a knockout artist. Whatever's going on with the UK and the big media attention over there and the big sellout crowds or what have you. Boxing looks great, on the scales of it's bringing back that casual fan that doesn't understand a whole lot. And I had an opportunity these last 2 days to go outside and conversate with a lot of my buddies that I grew up with, and all of them are watching boxing. Like, this is crazy. A lot of them wouldn't. They couldn't tell you a fighter's name. 2-3 years ago. But they know these fighters' names. They know the weight classes. They know the fight's coming on tomorrow. They know who Wilder is, and they know who guys like Errol Spence Jr. are. They know this stuff. People are picking up, and they're liking what they see. And this comes off the backs of having equipped knockout artists and the dirty work that we do, and a lot of work that other folks do. Granted, other than the commercials and some stuff that you see out here and a little bit of exposure from First Take and stuff like that, some people might feel like that's all the exposure that's given out here, but it's not, man. People have to actually care in order for any sport to exist. And it's showing that a lot of people around the world are starting to gravitate. Hell, Deontay Wilder had an interview on the Breakfast Club today, man. You can go on YouTube and there's a clip of at least 38 of his fights, man, just the knockout. And that's enough to drive people in, to have them looking, paying attention, like, oh, I want to see this guy. Oh, he's still young too. Is he a champion? That's all. People are driven in today the same way they were driven in yesterday to Mike Tyson. What do they love about Tyson? You could put a Tyson fight on during a party, and you understood that Tyson wasn't going to take your whole evening away from you. You only had 2 rounds before he put somebody to sleep. That's what Deontay Wilder is giving you year to date. That's a little bit of what Anthony Joshua is giving you, not to promote him too much. But this is what the sport is giving you. A Terrence Crawford, an Errol Spence Jr. This is what these fighters are giving you. You know what? I'll give you 3, maybe 4 rounds, and then you're going to see me brutally put this man to sleep. Boxing is about violence, ladies and gentlemen. Boxing is about violence, period. How much bruising can I put on another man until he collapses? How much of a beating do I have to put on you until you go to sleep? And for years, even talking back in the times where you had a man out here in an arena versus a lion or whatever the case, the world has always loved violence, man. So I believe boxing will always stay afloat, man. Well, what better than a dog fight, man? And one man standing in the middle of the ring, man to man. There's no substitution. You can't call a guy for a breath while you draw up a play or do this or that and substitute this guy in and then call him back in when he catches his burns because he hurt his ankle. No, it's you versus that man. If you get punched in your nose and your nose is bleeding and you can barely breathe out your nose, guess what? You got to fight or give up. And because of that, it's man versus man out there, and so much momentum and adrenaline is pumping out there, and the intentions, the heart's pumping through the fans and all that. Boxing is going to continue to keep its following, and I believe it'll grow as long as you have big groups like the LDBC that pump out the true narratives of what some of these promoters and fighters are doing, and who are the guys to represent and follow, man. But that's just the bottom line's opinion, man.
Hey guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get everybody's opinion real quick on it, man, because I gotta actually get off this and jump on another live stream with a trainer of an MMA fighter. So like right after this, like as soon as I gotta jump right into that and get into that next stream. So fellas, I gotta wrap this one up, man. But go ahead. I just want to hear everybody else's opinion, man. Dang, it's getting good.
Man, well, Santee covered it, man. These guys got to start fighting, man. And, that's why a lot of us have made videos about guys like Andrade, Gary Russell, guys, Thurman, Danny Garcia, missing prime years of their career, man. And they got to get in the ring, and they can't be using these injuries as excuses, man. That's it.
Okay, Angel, Callie. My brothers. God, dog, I think somebody done sucked them down the vacuum somewhere. Okay, Angel?
Callie Enigma, are you here? Angel, are you here? Are you guys here?
Man, them joker done took a bathroom break or something.
I'm back.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, Callie, we're trying to get your last thoughts, man.
Yeah, man. Like I said today, man, it's just been it's been crazy, man. I want to touch upon this whole Anthony Joshua situation. Canelo Alvarez, real quick. I'm gonna make it real brief.
Yeah, man, real brief, because I gotta get off of this thing, buddy.
Yeah, man, Canelo Alvarez needs to be suspended for a year longer. We need to just completely ignore that piece of shit. I caught myself that piece of garbage. Anthony Joshua over in the UK. And Deontay Wilder is the best, is the top dog in the heavyweight division. So that means he's the top dog in all of boxing. And Keith Thurman, man, I'm just sick and tired of this dude. All I want to do is just see this dude get beat up by Earl Spence Jr. so he can hand the belts over. And then I want to see Terrence Crawford versus Earl Spence for the Undisputed Championship. That's all I really want. I don't think I'm asking for a lot when I'm asking for that. But yeah, I want to like to see, last thing, because this is the last thing I'm going to say. I'd like to see Errol Spence Jr., like I said, call Mike Garcia, set up a fight for the end of the year. That's what I've stated in another video. Because someone said that he's fighting in June. I know he's fighting in June. That's why I want them to set it up for the end of the year. Well, finish the calendar year 2018. Errol Spence Jr., Mikey Garcia. Let's do it. State of Texas. It'd be a big fight.
Right on, right on. And last one, Angel. What's up, man? Okay. Angel must be on the commode, man. He probably letting that go. Okay. Well, hey, just go and drop you one, man. Okay. All right, General.
Man, shit. Covered it, man. So yeah.
Okay. Well, fellas,
thanks for having me on, Coach.
Man, I appreciate you guys.
You brothers.
It's been a pleasure. I hate rushing you guys off, man. I would never do that.
Nah, man.
It's all good, Coach.
But I promised to get him, because he been getting at me, man. And he was like, "Yo, man, we go talk." So yeah, so right after this live stream, I'm talking to Joe, Mitman Joe Pereira, and I don't know if y'all familiar with Janice Gomez. That's the one that, she choked out Cade DeMint. That's the girl that kissed her.
Yeah,
in the octagon. Yeah, she a minor, and that's her coach, man. So
she got hands, man. She got hands.
She whooped that girl ass. But guys, on behalf of
we'll be showing our full support.
Hey, Coach, man. You want to say this thing? Everybody, please hit that like and subscribe, but please subscribe to Coach Shelton Harrison, man. Please subscribe to the coach. All right, he's gonna give you everything from boxing to MMA. All right.
Hey, man, thank you, Cali Enigma. Go subscribe to the Cali Enigma, man. His live streams are pretty, boy, they entertainers. I don't know what, man. Love them. Angel Santos, thanks for joining us, man. I think he's still on the toilet. And go subscribe to General Africa, man. That's my dude. Appreciate him, man. Talk to the guy, a lot, man. And of course, man, my brother, the Bottom Line, who orchestrated all this, definitely, man, did a good job of moderating this whole thing. And definitely, man, when I have boxing talk, I want the Bottom Line on there, man, just kind of leading the discussion, because that's what he do, man. Thank you, Bottom Line. Man, and subscribe to the Bottom Line, guys. And y'all don't know what you're missing, man. Listen, you got to subscribe to the Bottom Line, because, listen, if you think he give you the bottom line in boxing, talk to him about politics. You're going to get the bottom line.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Coach.
Okay, folks. Later, man. Y'all be good. Peace.